Right, we're back. We're back
We
in the
survived.
office. We did, just about, yeah.
And the car.
Just about. Tyres, not so much. So I thought the best thing to do is for me and you to have a bit of a chat so we can work out what we're going to do with the Mini, what the plan is, and how we're going to improve it. So in front of me, which is what you guys will see up now on your screen, is the data from this track day. Just to whiz through it, at the bottom it does say ideal, which is the ideal lap time, but we actually had a few issues with obviously their signal dropping out.
Perfect condition of no traffic and
exactly
blah,
that.
blah, blah.
But with the actual GPS dropping in and out a little bit until we managed to sort it out, that's not factual. So the time that we actually did was a 59:39, and that obviously was with you in the car as well. So that is the best time that we've actually managed out of the Mini. Shouldn't be timing on track days, and technically we weren't. It was just data logging in the background, and we were just interested to see. So 59:39. So where can we improve? Well, the first thing for me is tyres and chassis roll, really. Tyres melted because it was rolling too much. Pressures were actually really good, but because the car was rolling a lot, that just wasn't helping. So from your point of view, what do you think we can do?
They did well for road tyres.
They did, yeah. For road tyres, they actually did okay, but we can definitely go with a slightly stiffer compound on that. But in terms of reducing chassis roll, what do you think we can do to improve that?
Well, there's a number of things we can do,
Yeah.
but like the most obvious is a change in roll bar.
Yeah.
So we could do that without anything else, which would sort that out.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the damage was probably done at paddock, first bend.
It was burning up. Yeah, the first right-hander.
First right-hander dropping, long corner, changing elevation. So it's throwing a lot of weight onto the front left, which saw the most wear. So, I think we can do something with roll bars there, possibly some other suspension changes.
Okay.
To bring up to it. Depends. You're determined not to let me strip it yet. So.
Not yet. One step at a time.
We'll see how far we go with the rest of the mods. But yeah, we could definitely do something there. And obviously, for the purposes of the test, we don't want to go too far with changing tyres, but I think some more dedicated tyres would certainly put up with the abuse a bit better than those good years.
Yes, a slightly stiffer profile on the side potentially. Well, that's cool. Okay, so we've got a plan with suspension and some chassis control that will help reduce the roll and the pitching. Brakes wise, it didn't do a bad job. We had upgraded fluid. But in short, what can we do to try and enhance a better brake performance as well as longevity? Because one issue I thought was the brakes started to just nuke themselves.
I think towards the end of the session they were showing their limitations, but again, for a stock setup it did pretty well. Again, probably if we had better tyres then they would show up more of a weakness. But, I think again the usual starting point would be a different pad. And then maybe some high carbon discs or something along those lines. And then getting really into it, we might look at a two-piece disc, which will help with the temps. There is already, by the looks of things, some sort of brake cooling provision from factory, but whether anything can be done to improve that would be a bit of a deep delve kind of investigatory process for us. But I think very much to start off with, obviously we did the brake fluid anyway. And as is always the case with track cars, you start off with a set of pads, some fresh discs to go with that in terms of the compound and getting them bedded in properly, and then go from there.
Perfect.
But I think we've got some big 4 pots on there already.
They're sizable.
So should be something to work with on that without going too far.
Okay. All right, well, that sounds a good plan. So we've got obviously suspension options, which we can start looking into some things that are going to help that side out, and obviously the braking we just discussed there. There's only one last thing that I would like to focus on, and I think it's a little bit over gripped for its power level. So in other words, we can extract a bit more power out of that for the level of chassis and grip that the car has. So enhance the noise and potentially look at some options to then fail-safe it for a remap, effectively. So what are we thinking then? So exhaust and obviously other performance-wise.
Normally with a turbo car, the first thing would be an intercooler. Again, this time of year, you're not too bad on temps, but prolonged use, I mean, we're only a 2-hour session, so not too bad. But if we wanted to stay out there and keep hitting it, then to keep those inlet temps down, we'd be looking at an intercooler and then an intake as well to help with that.
Combine it, give it some better lungs.
And that, I mean, again, it sounds pretty good, but we're yet to figure out how much of that is piped in through the speakers.
There is always that part. Well, we can look into some more exhaust options with that and kind of play around, and I think we'll probably get a good soundtrack. But the whole point of this car is to make it a better track car without compromising too much the road element
daily
of it.
Capabilities.
Exactly that. So we'll upgrade these aspects.
Make sure Shop Dog still isn't too unhappy about
exactly
coming
that.
in the boot.
Exactly that. If he's going to need some fill-ins because he's been jarred and rattled to pieces, it's probably not
or
great.
Some ear defenders.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think it sounds like a good plan. We'll get on with this. I'll let you to do leave you to do a shopping list now.
Shopping list is
that's
already
the fun
started.
part. Excellent.
Yeah.
And to you guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video so far. That's a little bit of a lengthy debrief, but we're going to start working on some exciting performance parts for this car. So stay tuned, like and subscribe, and you'll get obviously the updates as they come and as they get dropped.
Yeah.
You best get busy.
Long.
Yeah, you best get busy. Start rattling those spanners and getting a shopping list together.
Cool.
Nice.